Welcome to This Is Hers, the space where women share their experience of trusting their voice and becoming someone great, achieving success while being themselves. I'm Yef, and today we're diving into one of the most powerful journeys of all, the inner one. My guest today is Nayla Al Saqqaf, a certified coach and practitioner of emotional freedom technique, or EFT, a practice that helps people release their fears, traumas, and all stories that hold them back. She's someone who not only guides women through transformation, but has lived her own. Hi,
Hi, I'm
happy to
glad I'm
see you
here.
here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, for those meeting you for the first time, how would you introduce yourself?
Mm. Every time anybody asks me this question, I think about karma because I always ask my new clients this question and they feel, oh, what should I say? And I see that, what? Talk about yourself. But when somebody asks me the same question, I get what they think. So I'm a single mother of four amazing children. And as you said, I'm an ICF coach, certified coach, and an EFT professional.
What's the work, mission, or focus that's taking up the most of your energy these days?
Well, I started this journey of self-development and inner work in 2013. And I was just so passionate about this new world. I bought so many books, so many courses. I devoured everything. The tricky part that I didn't practice much of what I learned. So, okay, I have my own practice with my clients, and I'm doing well. But I've come lately to the point that okay, this is not enough. You have more to give. So I realized that I didn't do what I wanted to do, like training courses, more and more training courses, online programs. So these days, this is what taking my energy and focus.
Many people are still unfamiliar with the EFT. How do you explain it in simple terms to someone who never heard of it?
Okay. EFT, emotional freedom techniques, is a stress relief tool. Okay. It combines ancient Chinese medicine and modern psychology. So, in general, people are always focusing on be positive, focus on the positive. You have to forgive, you have to just let it go. Okay, all of this is very important, but it's not a button you push and you forgive. It's not a button you push and you become positive. What EFT does is what is going here, the negative self-talk, all the memories, it takes it from the automatic to manual. You put it in front of you, you voice what you actually feel. You are angry, say I am angry. You are sad, say I am sad. And at the same time, you tap, you tap acupressure points, we call them meridians, while talking about the negative. When you talk about the negative, this part in the brain called amygdala, that is the center of the fight or flight, becomes alert. Oh, I am in danger. And it was scientifically proven that tapping on these acupressure points sends electromagnetic signals to this part of the brain, the amygdala, to relax. So during the process of the tapping, we are talking negatively, and at the same time, we tap. So we are sending two opposite signals to the amygdala. I am in danger, but it's okay to relax. So as you're tapping, you just sever the link between the negative pictures or memories and the emotions. So the memory will stay as a memory, but without the emotion. It will become just neutral. It is so powerful.
Right. I was provided a similar technique by my psychotherapist to ground myself. It's like a butterfly effect when you hug yourself and you tap and count. I
Mm,
feel that it's a little bit similar, but it helps like ground and um, disassociate when you're in an anxious episode or fight or flight sort of feeling, because you can't focus on what is disturbing you when you count forward and backward, like by twos.
exactly.
And you are also calming the nervous system when you are tapping.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Because people are so much in their head. They think logically, but emotions are not logical. Emotions don't have access to the language part in the brain. So when you say, okay, I will forgive, okay, let it go, you're just suppressing your emotions. And the body keeps the score. Actually,
Yeah.
there is a book called The Body Keeps the Score. You are suppressing, but all the chemicals of the negative emotions are stored in your body. And this, through time, will cause diseases.
Um, you've built your path as a coach and a EFT practitioner. How would you describe what drew you to this work?
Um, you know, as women in general, we are always taught since childhood, be the good girl, be obedient, be nice. So I was the good girl. I did everything right. I was somehow perfectionist. And in spite of all of this, I didn't guarantee loyalty from my partner. So it was really back then a slap. What? So why? What wrong did I do? And there I started to search why things happen. Because, you know, we always think that life happens to us, while in reality, life happens through us. I don't believe that fate is written, pre-written. No, we choose our fate through how we think, how we behave, how we feel. I started this journey of learning more about the laws of the universe, why things happen. And obviously, I had to deal with my emotions, my shock. And this is what led me. You know, when we say a blessing in disguise, something bad happens to you, at the time you feel it is very bad, it's the end of the world. But now, when you got through it, in retrospect, you say, wow, thank you.
I do relate to this, to be honest. I've had some very dramatic and painful episodes in my life, but in retrospect, I can say that I am happy how things turned out. And if the things didn't happen how they happened, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And this is all that matters in the end.
Exactly. Yes. It's as if you were meant to have this path, but you had to go through that point that was so painful so that you reach this point.
Right. Can you share an example of a shift you've witnessed either in your clients or yourself through EFT?
Oh, I have so many. So uh, difficult to choose. Do you want something emotional or physical?
Um, let's have one of each.
Okay. Emotional, first starting with me. I got through this. So while at the time it was the end of the world. And now, from the point of emotions, I remember one of my clients who had a very big trauma, very harsh trauma. She was 5 when she saw her mother on fire because of an explosion of the washing machine. So a 5-year-old girl seeing her mother on fire. So during the sessions, it was so harsh for her. But, there's a specific way in EFT to deal with trauma so that it is not very harsh. And you can imagine how emotions can be in this case. After many sessions, she reached a point of feeling guilty that she doesn't have any emotions towards this. So we have to tap on guilt. But this is what I want to just relate to people, that nothing can't be tapped. Feeling guilty because she has no more fear, no more sadness for her mother who suffered with this fire is the biggest proof that emotions can totally be released, even in so harsh traumas. And the physical, maybe I will say something big pharma don't like, but many diseases are emotional. The initial cause is emotional, then it becomes physical. So one of my clients, he was a young man. He had herniated disc, and 3 of the most famous doctors told him that he has to do operation, no other choice. One of his sisters follows me. So she told him, okay, try something different before doing the operation, because he didn't want to do it. He contacted me and we started the sessions. We are supported by our back, right? So through the sessions, I learned that he has lack of emotional support. So living his life with this lack of emotional support, he suppressed his emotions and the body kept the score. And it all showed in his back. When we tapped away all his feelings, all his emotions, as a side effect, the herniated disc is gone without any operation.
Right, it makes sense. I haven't thought about the spine mechanics before, like in this relation. But it makes sense that when we are stressed, when we are uncertain, we sort of come forward to like protect instinctively the belly
Yes,
region,
yes,
and therefore all the structure becomes unbalanced, and the organs also suffer in their own way because the weight of the body is not the way it should be, etc., etc.
absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
Was there an I don't belong here moment in your career or your life?
Yes, I remember 2 times. Um, while I was in school, I was in a French school. It was in Egypt, Lycée Français du Caire. And in this school, when I put my veil, I put it during a summer vacation. I didn't want to go back in this same school because I was so afraid of being off there. I was the only one, all French girls, French boys, French teacher. And it was so difficult for me. I felt I'm out of place there. You know, French girls, mini jupe, shorts, all this, and me covered all all my body. I wanted to quit. I wanted to change school. My brother didn't accept because it was the only French school, pure French. Other schools are Egyptian French. So it was not as quality in the language. And I'm glad he didn't accept. So back then, I felt I don't belong there. You know, when you feel sometimes that you have to hide? And now I'm doing tons of EFT on these days. It shaped my personality. Back then, it just shaped my confidence. I couldn't feel that I belong, that I am good enough because I have difficulties in French compared to them. So I'm doing tons of EFT to release all the emotions that were built back then. Now, sometimes I don't feel that I'm belonging, except if I choose the kind of people I am around. But when I'm around people that have old views that I used to have, I'm not judging. I'm just saying I don't feel that I can be who I am with them. Because, you know, when you say choose your battles, you don't want to just start arguing. And I tried. I tried to say what I think and what things are now different, but they're not open to just listen to what you're saying. They have their own opinions. So such environments, I don't feel that I belong to.
Right, it makes sense. Um, my favorite book of all that helped me a lot to deal with this kind of, mindset difference kind of situation is Spiral Dynamics. Um, it tells about the stereotypes of thinking, like in models of like culture, beliefs, etc., etc. So like in
Mm-hmm.
this cultural memes, as they call it. Um, and they also are telling about the processes and methodology to shift people like to higher level of this cultural meme.
Mm.
And one of the problem, right, is that to be able to move to this new worldview, a person needs to be exposed to a certain extent to this new culture, to the point of acceptance, and they also have to have enough emotional, psychological, intellectual resource to be able to do that. So there
Yeah.
is a lot of things going on with that, and it helped me a lot to accept that some people are just who they are and they believe what they believe, and this is fine. As you said, choose your battles, and it's not my battle, it's not my problem, and
Yeah,
we are just different and we are believing in different things, and that's okay.
absolutely. Yeah. And you will give me the title of the book
Yes.
um,
Yes, I'll send you a link.
later. Yeah. Um, for me, I reached this point that yes, there is still people I don't agree with them, with their choices, with their beliefs, but they're still free to think whatever they want to think and believe in whatever they want to believe. Okay, when I treat them very respectfully. They are free. as as well as I would like them to treat me very respectfully if they don't agree with my opinions. So if everybody had this perspective or this approach, the world would be different.
Right. Was there someone who modeled courage or self definition for you, or maybe someone who didn't and that still shaped you?
I always think about my brother, the epitome of courage, perseverance, never giving up. Every time I feel things are so heavy, I just think about him. I say, yeah, I'll keep going. So he taught me to always, if you believe in something, always go for it. He doesn't believe in EFT, by the way, but he encourages me to continue because I believe in it.
Yeah, that's precious.
It is, yes.
What's a decision you made that changed the trajectory of your life?
My divorce. I had this courage to ask for divorce in spite of all the disagreement of my whole family. And I had to be strong enough to just accept the consequences of this decision. And it was not easy. It really was not easy. So it changed the trajectory of my life because it showed me that when you take a decision that you really, really believe in, no matter what difficulties you encounter, you will deal with them.
Was there a moment when you almost walked away from your path, and what kept you going?
This path, never, never. I'm so passionate about it. Sometimes, yes, I feel like I told you at the beginning, disappointment that I didn't do things how I should have done them. But quitting or no, never, never. I'm really so passionate about it. And I know that if I feel I can't continue, I will ask, what am I feeling emotionally that's weighing me down to have this thought to begin with? So I will deal with my emotions.
What did you have to unlearn to grow?
That the fate is all pre-written. I had to unlearn it. That every single result in my life, I am responsible for it. It's not in a blaming way, it's from a responsibility point of view. I am responsible. Even though people tell me you're not responsible for everything, COVID, you're not responsible for it, but I'm responsible how I react to it. It took time because we have this inner dialogue that, oh, he did this to me, she did that to me, look at them, how they behave, this is unfair. I had to unlearn this, and I'm still unlearning this. It's not them, it's not out there, never out there. It's here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's important, even if it's something in the past, and like were in this victim mentality at some point. It's still important to acknowledge what was your choice in this situation, because you always had a choice. And
Yeah.
yeah, the situation could have been hard, and you were limited with information and with choices, etc. It was how it was, right?
Mhm.
um but still, if you don't admit your responsibility for your choices, you just can't move forward and to be sure to not get into the same situation again.
Exactly. Exactly. And even what happened to me that drove me to this path, now when I think about it, I said that it had to happen because, when you are too attached to something or someone, eventually you will lose them. So attachment is like a repeller. You repel the other party. It is energetic. Okay, it's as if you are sucking their energy. So they need to breathe to get energy. So they go away, and you say, "Oh, what did I do wrong?" So you stick even more. You are attached even more, and you keep repelling them. So all of this I had to unlearn. That it was unfair. No, it was so fair. It was meant to be.
I feel like, and feel free to disagree with me here, that this form of attachment is being modeled with this good girl archetype that love is conditional and there has to be some service and some volume of affection, like something to be has to be done in order to deserve love. And therefore, when a person starts disattaching, the knee-jerk reaction is to keep pushing more because of this construct of the servitude to receive, right? And
I can't agree more. Absolutely. Yes.
was there a defined moment when you felt that the only way to go around life and career was pure authenticity?
Yes. In my career, um, from the beginning, when I was following people on Instagram, this self-development field that everything is okay, everything is good, life is good, just let go, all is well. It is so fake. It is so fake. I never felt that this talks to me because we're human. We have emotions. We have difficulties. Why not talk about them? Because people, when they talk about these things, especially coaches and trainers, they have to appear in a certain image so that people trust them, which is the opposite. Many of my clients tell me that we chose you because we are so real. I'm not talking to them from my ivory tower, saying, "Oh, you should do this. Something is wrong with you." No, I talk about my struggles, all things I went through. I'm still going through. We are human. Even sometimes I don't tap or practice EFT when I struggle because when you have a difficulty or a problem, you are this very little girl, and the little girl doesn't know EFT. So sometimes I am with my children and I say, "Oh, I'm so tired." My little daughter back then, she said, "Mama, so why don't you do EFT?" Because when I'm struggling, I forget everything. I'm this little girl who has fear, who has sadness or whatever, and I don't have these tools. When you calm down, okay, now you can deal with things.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I call it toxic positivity when people
Yes.
pretend that their life is perfect and everything is okay. I also fear sometimes that it comes from the place of denial.
Mhm.
of emotions and experiences, and then like it's really hard to connect to these people because if they do not connect with their emotions, with their lives, and with their experiences, like how are they going to connect with other people on like on the basis of the story, sort of, of the made up
Right.
scenario, how they want this life, which is fine. I think that people are connecting on a perspective of where they want to be and what experience they had. And people naturally stick with the concept that they prefer having in their lives.
True. And I want to add the emotion of shame. Many people don't want to show what they're going through because they feel shame about it. Again, especially therapists or coaches or trainers, they think that in order for people to trust them, they have to be perfect, as if they have worked on all of their struggles. No, we are still human and we will continue to be human until the last breath. Because I always tell people, unless you no more belong to a humanity club, you will not be perfect. And you will not reach a point where you have released all your emotions, negative emotions, I mean, all your negative beliefs or memories. Will not, this is a journey, it is not a destination. It's really a journey. And this is, when I say this, I truly believe it. It's not like, oh, life is a journey. No, no, no. I mean, emotion wise, it is a journey. You will not reach a destination.
Have there been moments when you felt pressure to be smaller, quieter, and more convenient? And how did you navigate them?
Hmm. And I'm still going through it. Um, when you see all people around you struggling or having problems or dealing with hardships, we all have this part inside us to belong to a certain clan. So if you start shining, you start being very successful, there will be a very big gap between people you love and where you are. Logically, people say, okay, when I get there, I will help them. Again, this is logic. Something inside us is weighing us down. So you have to be aware of this and work. And I'm working through it. The mere fact that I reached this level of showing up on social media is a very big challenge for me, especially for us in the Oriental part of the world, Arab people, Arab countries. We still have this disparity between how women should be and what they can allow themselves to be.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear actually a lot of challenges of making yourself comfortable to show up more among many women. Honestly, doesn't
Yeah.
matter which culture, but it's understandably more severe, more harsh in Oriental part of the world. But yeah,
Yeah. And this is funny because I attend courses in French, in English, with French people, with English speaking people, and with obviously Arab people. And the struggles of women are all the same everywhere. So when I attend a course with French women and they talk about things we're talking about, I tell them, you also have these struggles? I thought it was only us as Arab women. They say, oh, you don't know. Yes, we do. The same with American women. So I feel it is a very universal. It is generations and generations of how they treated women. So we still have these reminders.
A lot of women carry invisible weight, guilt, self doubt, or the need to be strong or perfect. In your experience, what emotional barriers show up most often?
Yes, you mentioned it. Guilt. Number one, guilt. Guilt to choose what they want to choose, guilt to say no, guilt to love themselves and give themselves the space to do something they love, especially mothers. Mothers, they don't give themselves the space to have their own life because they feel that if they give themselves the time, how do you call it? They will not be there for their children. And on the opposite is trying to be very strong, always, all the time. Because for them, resisting weakness made them take a very extreme stance. They don't give themselves permission to feel that they need help or that now they're sad or they're fearful. No, they always have to be strong, 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 so that they can manage to deal with things that they face. This is what I went through when I asked for a divorce. I had to be very strong for my children not to feel this difference. At the beginning, I was always down. So I had to recover fast so that my children are not affected by this new circumstances. But we have to embrace our vulnerability, our weakness, and just of be a part of being human, not only women.
I feel like in the core of most things that you just mentioned is the predicament of self sacrifice among women.
True, true. And because we are expected to to sacrifice, yeah. You know,
Uh,
um, I'm happy you mentioned the self-sacrifice. I hesitated 2 years to ask for a divorce because I didn't want my children to grow up in a single parent family. But at the end, I said that if I continue like this, I will be depleted and my children will get affected. So children want a happy mother, not a mother that is sacrificing.
right. It's also an example that we give to the children, like how we choose to live our lives. If we choose happiness,
Absolutely.
they will be more drawn to choose happiness when they
Yeah,
are dealing with some hardship.
absolutely. True.
How do you see emotional well-being being connected to confidence and agency?
You can't fake confidence. You have to be poised in your inner being. Actually, some people can fake confidence with their body posture, with their voice, but it shows. It will show. You can't fake something forever. It shows in their loud voice. It shows in their reactivity. It shows sometimes in their defensiveness. So you don't need to raise your voice to show how confident you are. But if you are poised inside, if you are really emotionally stable, confidence will be just a byproduct of this stability, inner stability.
I like the concept of confidence, that confidence is the ability of mind to trust itself. Like,
Hmm.
you know what you are talking about, you know what you are feeling, and this is fine. It's enough for you to feel
Yes,
confident about who you are and how you are. And I think
true.
it's sort of very simple, but not simple enough. And I agree with you. I observe people a lot, and there are these signals that I see sometimes, and I start questioning: is it too much confidence or it's not enough confidence? And uh,
Hmm.
people are protective of their egos, and it really depends on the state of the pain of the ego that is there at the moment. And it helps me to to understand how to do better with people and situation, when I understand like which one is it. Because you're right, it's obvious where something is wrong on the confidence level.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you mentioned extra confidence. Is there extra confidence? It's either confidence or no confidence, because extra confidence is either insecurity, and the person tries to be extra confident to project to show how confident they are, or it is the other person who sees a confident person, a very confident person, that they call it extra confident because
um,
the other person is insecure.
Right. So how I perceive this factor, I don't think that extra like confidence exists really on an internal level. I think there is a level of arrogance, but this arrogance does not live on a confident background, right? The
Yeah,
arrogance lives on an insecurity.
exactly.
So, but it may be perceived as too much confidence. However,
Mm,
it's not really.
yeah, interesting.
You work with women a lot. What patterns or recurring struggles do you notice most? And what does that say about where we are collectively?
Actually, I work with women and men, but the majority of my clients are women because obviously men don't like to be vulnerable, to talk about their emotions. So, to answer your question, many women, as we talked before, deal with the guilt to build a business, the guilt to be themselves, the guilt to set boundaries. So it's the guilt that getting them stuck because they don't want to hurt other people. They don't want to not be available for other people. And again, this is a collective guilt in women in different countries, not only Oriental countries. It is getting better for many women who go into talking or listening to their emotions. It's getting better smoothly. Others, they just have the concept. They learn that they have to be themselves, that they have to say no, and they take it so violently. They become very reactive, very defensive, and they choose the path of just imposing what they want. This is what I want. I will not change. Change cannot come abruptly. You have to take it very smoothly.
We have talked about it from a different angle, but I think it's also useful to hear. How do cultural or societal expectations around women's roles shape the emotional challenges you see in your practice?
It adds stress. It adds so much stress because they want to have so many hats: the mother hat, the wife hat, the daughter hat, the friend hat, and the business woman hat or the employee hat. So this adds stress. Uh,
How do you make decisions when you don't know how things will turn out?
hmm, I trust and I have faith. I don't agree with people who say I have to think about the worst case scenario so that I am ready for it if it happens. For me, you have to think about what you want and build an inner strength so that in case the worst case scenario happens, you will be able to deal with it.
What's one question you ask yourself regularly?
If something is not going well, okay, what wrong did I do? How can I improve?
What grounds you when things feel chaotic?
Prayer. I'm a very strong believer in God. So I have to reconnect with Him. It's where all the safety I found. And I do tapping.
How do you personally recharge, especially when the emotional weight of client stories might feel heavy?
This is the magic of EFT. Because while all my sessions are online, while I'm doing tapping with them, I tap myself. So I don't get the negative charge. It's um it's a daily self tapping, even if I don't have time to do my own doing with others, is beneficial for me. And by the way, I used to have fear of insects. I didn't do anything about it with tapping. It was a side effect of tapping with people that I got rid of this fear of insects. This is what we call in EFT surrogate EFT. You do with others and you benefit from it.
Aside from tapping, what are some practical techniques or rituals you recommend for women who want to start releasing stress and emotional blocks in their everyday lives?
Breathing, conscious breathing. It is so powerful and it is in the reach of everybody, but we don't use it. You can't think negatively if you breathe and you focus on your inhale, your exhale. You can't focus on two things at the same time. So it's impossible to think negatively if you really focus on when you inhale the cold air going into your nostrils, when you exhale, how you feel. So this is so counterintuitive, but nobody use it.
Do you recommend some specific technique for breathing or just doing it mindfully in your own pace?
Doing it mindfully, but in general, exhaling, make it longer. Because people, when they are in panic, they have hard time exhaling. They inhale mostly. Okay? When you do the exhale longer and very slow, you send signals to your brain, I am safe. Okay, so, and retaining, some people say, we call it the box breathing. Um, you inhale, let's say for 6 counts or 4 counts, you retain 4 counts, you exhale 4 counts, you retain 4 counts, and you breathe again, you inhale again. Yes, but some people say that retaining breath creates stress. So you don't have to retain for long. Retain it as much as you can if you retain. Otherwise, you have to just inhale, exhale.
So the exhaling is the key part of it all.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. What do you hope more women discover about themselves through emotional work?
Hmm. This is what I repeat to everybody. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. If you feel weak, nothing is wrong with you. You were programmed to feel weak. If you don't have confidence, nothing is wrong with you. It's just a program you have to uninstall from your brain. If you feel unsuccessful, whatever you go through, nothing is wrong with you. Because as human beings, we are really perfect as human beings. Okay, so if something you're not happy with anything, no matter what it is in your life, so it's about you. You can change, but this does not mean that something is wrong with you. We are programmed, you have, especially in the childhood, we are programmed, and all these programs are running our lives in adulthood. So we just have to uninstall these programs.
Right. When do you feel most fully yourself?
With my friends. We have all like-minded people, so all my eccentric thoughts or beliefs for other people, I can freely talk about them with my friends.
It makes sense because, like, friends are the people that you choose yourself for yourself. So,
True, true. And the more you know, the more you work with your emotional state, the more selective you become. Who becomes your friend, or who is in your inner circle, right?
right. Um, for someone listening and feeling stuck, what's one thing they can do today?
Stuck equals fear, equals sadness from the past or anxiety. So, what are you afraid of? Stuck, you can't move on. So, what keeps you here? What will happen if you move on? If you take this step? So, think about your fears. Be true to yourself, because we can not be true to others because we don't feel safe enough with them. But at least, please, please be true to yourself. Just not face your fears. Face that you have fears. Tell it to yourself so that you don't program your brain, your mind, that I'm not moving, I'm stuck. So I'm not good enough to move. I'm always stuck. I'm not good enough. No, just say, I am afraid to move. You smiled. Do you agree?
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
If someone only had 5 minutes a day to dedicate to their inner work, what would you advise them to do?
For me, tapping. No question asked. Just, just tapping is sending signals to relax. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So you will relax just tapping or breathing. But breathing relaxes. Tapping relaxes, but breathing does not heal past things or past memories. Tapping does.
What's one puzzle piece that you've collected in your own journey, a truth or lesson that clicked everything into place?
I would say again, nothing is wrong with you. Because people in general tend to judge themselves if they don't get the results that they want. And when you know that, okay, I didn't get the results I want, not because something is wrong with me, because maybe I have a belief, maybe I have an emotion, maybe I have um, lack of information. And something else, nothing is random in life. Nothing happens randomly or coincidentally. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that everything is cause and effect.
What's the next chapter you're stepping into, and how are you feeling about it?
I feel so excited. The next chapter is really practice the work. My mentor always says, walk your talk. So I'm telling people, okay, take the next step, do it. And I kept for a long time going in rounds. Now I said, I have to do it. And I'm facing my fears. I used to have excuses, because I don't have time, I have responsibilities, I have my clients. So now, not only enough only one-to-one, I have to do something bigger. So this is my next step.
Something bigger is always good.
It's always.
Not always. Where can people connect with you or your work?
I have my website, naylasaqqaf.com. I have Instagram, YouTube, videos, EFT, but the problem is it's all in Arabic. And I think your audience is either English or French.
Who knows? Arabic is also
Who
good.
knows?
Maybe good for someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
building for the future.
Or learn Arabic.
Who is one woman you'd love to hear on This Is Hers, and why?
I have in mind many women, but again, they don't talk English. And can I suggest my daughter? She's a grown up. And I'm very proud of her because she was so courageous to change majors more than once. And eventually she graduated at 29. So now it was so, her journey was so difficult. She was in architecture. She had only 2 weeks to graduate and she quit. Can you imagine? She quit because she was overstressed. She chose herself. This was so courageous of her. So I'm really, really proud of her. And eventually she chose animation. She was an A
No,
student at school, and it was so difficult for her to take that long to graduate, but she did it eventually.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your story so honestly. It's going to mean a lot for women who are learning to trust themselves and who need to hear that transformation doesn't always look perfect. And even little steps count towards making a real progress. And this is exactly why This Is Hers exists, to make sure no woman feels that she has to walk this path alone. Oh,
Thank you so
thank you.
much for
Thank you so
having
much.
me.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please follow This Is Hers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or our social accounts. And also, please leave a comment. It helps us reach more people who need to hear these stories.